What is going on, guys? This is EK1 Gaming here, and today I am bringing you my favorite PvP build, which I'm using right now. Now, before we get into this video, make sure to hit the like button if you find it useful, and if you really want to help the channel, you can hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell to get us to that goal of 20,000 subscribers. Now, let's get straight into the build video. So, as I say, this build is my favorite build right now for using it in DZ, Conflict, and even just farming some DZ landmarks, etc. Now, there is room for improvement when it comes to this build as well. This is not like a fully maxed out build. As you know, if you've watched any of my other build videos, I bring out builds where it's kind of easy to get the parts. You don't have to get full god roll everything to make it work. Now, with this, let's start off with what specialization we're using, and it's the firewall. And the reason we're using the firewall is because we're going to use the firewall shield, which gives you extra damage to anyone within that cone. So on the firewall, basically just max out all the stuff you can, but make sure SMG damage is maxed out. The first SMG we're going to use, and I actually use this as my secondary, even though it's equipped as my primary. This is called the Dark Winter. Now, Dark Winter has a talent called Perfect Killer. So basically, killing an enemy with a critical hit grants 50% crit damage for 10 seconds, which is good. You know, if you can finish on a crit hit, it's pretty good. As I said, the stats are pretty bad on this. They're not rolled maxed out. They're not the best. But, you know, you can just get by as long as you've got crit chance, crit damage, or something like that on it. Just max out the SMG damage. And on the mods, we're going to run crit hit damage, 20 rounds, and crit hit chance. You can actually change that to some more crit chance, because you'll see in a second that we don't have a lot of crit chance on this build, which is something that I'd probably work on getting more of. Now, the secondary weapon we're going to use, or my primary technically, is the Tactical Vector SBR 9mm. It's got 99.7k base damage, or total weapon damage, 1200 rate of fire, which is the same as the Dark Winter, but the mag size is a little bit shorter than the Dark Winter, and it's only got a 39 mag. That's when you have the plus 20 mag on it. So this has got maxed out SMG, maxed out crit chance. Unfortunately, I can't change that attribute because I had to put measured on it. Now, the reason I put measured on it is to burst down quick, which is why it's called the SMG Shredder build. So basically, the crit chance, etc., the rate of fire will literally just burst down, because you get 20% rate of fire, but minus 30% weapon damage in the first half of the mag. And the second half of the mag, you get 20% minus rate of fire, but 30% plus total weapon damage. So when you get to the bottom of the mag, you really feel the difference. And you work your way through the mag quite quick, so you do a lot of damage. Now, I'm running 4-piece Hunter's Fury. If you haven't got this, you can get it from the Season Pass, or you could just go and grind for target loot gear sets, or even the DZ or wherever. So the first thing is the mask, and I've got this rolled for armor, and I have crit damage rolled on it, and then a crit damage mod. This is a pretty good roll. It's not too bad. It's only like 0.5 off there, and 0.3 off on the mod. For the gloves, I am running armor again and crit damage. There's a little bit of room there, 1.1% off. So 12% would be the maximum. Of course, just sticking to the Hunter's Fury, because we want to have Apex Predator, which I'll talk to you about in a second. We then have the holster. I have this rolled for weapon damage and crit damage. This is a maxed out raw holster, so I'm pretty lucky to get this. But you can pretty much craft one of these. I think I crafted this on the bench, and it come with the maxed out weapon damage, so I was fortunate enough just to be able to roll crit damage on it. The knee pads, we are going for armor again and crit damage. Again, 1.1% off is not that big of a deal. Now, the reason we're using Hunter's Fury in a 4-piece, 2 pieces of Hunter's Fury give you 15% SMG damage and shotgun damage. So if you wanted to, you could switch, instead of the Dark Winter or instead of the Vector, switch out to a shotgun as well. It will be just as effective. However, you haven't got anything else giving you any more shotgun damage on the build. The 3 pieces give you 20% armor on kill and 100% health on kill. Then the 4 pieces, which is what we want, is enemies within 15 meters receive a debuff, amplifying your weapon damage against them by 20%. Now, killing a debuffed enemy with your weapon disorients other enemies within 5 meters, and amplifies weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. So you just basically stacking up on damage, and it disorients NPCs or people that are within a certain distance to the debuffed enemies. You'll see like an Apex Predator, this Hunter's Faith symbol above their heads, and that will tell you that they're kind of in range for it. So the backpack I'm using is the Memento Backpack. Now, the reason we're using Memento Backpack, one of the reasons is it's got one of each role on it, okay? So we've got weapon damage, armor, and a skill tier. I've then put a critical hit damage mod on it. The reason why this is good is because you can get your armor up without having to sacrifice any weapon damage. And also you gain a skill tier for the shield, etc. But I'll tell you about that in just a second. It has kill confirmed on it. If you don't know what Memento is, you have to get to level 90 of the season pass to unlock it, and it's really simple to do. Just use one of my videos that tells you how to get fast XP, and you will literally fly through the 90 levels. Now, kill confirmed is enemies you kill drop a trophy on death. Collecting trophies provides both a short and long-term buff, the first of which scales with the number of core attributes equipped, so these core attributes here. And this basically lasts for 10 seconds. So there's a short buff and a long-term buff. The short one lasts for 10 seconds. So you get 5% weapon damage per red, 10% bonus armor per blue, and 5% skill efficiency per yellow. So for every trophy collected, you also gain an additional 1% weapon damage, 1% skill efficiency, and 0.1% armor regen for 300 seconds. Which is 5 minutes. So that stacks a maximum of 30 times. So you can stack 30 of those, and then you've got another 30% weapon damage, 30% skill efficiency, and you've got some more armor regen on there as well, which really helps, especially if you're face tanking, which you kind of will be in this build. On the chest piece, we have a Sokolov Concern chest piece, and the reason why is the 10% SMG damage. Now, I've got this rolled for weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage, and a crit damage mod. This is quite a good rolled chest piece, and I was fortunate enough to be able to put this on it. Now, you might be asking yourself, why Spark? Now, Spark is only good for now, and I mean it when I say this. You're not going to want this after they update or they change this, because it says damaging enemies with a skill increases total weapon damage by 15% for 15 seconds. However, there is a bug in the game at the moment. It's not a damage glitch, so there's people calling this a new damage glitch. It's not a glitch, it's a simple bug. Basically, you don't have to hit people with a skill to get the weapon damage. You just shoot them and that weapon damage stays there. It doesn't stack, it just gives you 15% as long as you're shooting your weapon at somebody and hitting somebody. And I'll quickly show you that now. You'll see a little symbol in the bottom. You see it at the bottom, just Spark right there. Now, if I keep continuing to shoot, that will never go. So I've always got that 15% buff. You know, constantly got 15%. As long as I'm shooting, hitting targets, the 15% will not disappear. As you can see. So for now, that is, you know, a must-have, because 15% weapon damage at all times is better than kind of Intimidate, which is you have to have bonus armor, and Obliterate, where you have to crit to get 1% additional weapon damage. However, when this gets fixed, I will be moving it to Obliterate, which I used to use before. So make sure you've got the ability to change the talent on your chest piece of the Sokolov. So now let's take a look at the skills that we're using. The reason why the camera angle and everything's changed is because it wouldn't let me get my skill out when I was trying to do the video, so I had to log out and log back in. But we're using the Striker Shield, which is unlocked with the Firewall specialization. And the reason we're using this is because of the damage bonus per enemy. That's any enemy that's within the cone that you see, you'll get 11% per enemy damage bonus. So for me, that really helps out a lot. You know, it's pretty good. Plus, if you activate any skill tiers, you'll get an extra load of regen, health, buff strength, etc. So you can technically get 12% damage per enemy within inside it. So it's pretty good to use, and you know, you can use the SMG with that shield as well. What I have on the shield, I've got the active regeneration, which is from Firewall. Shield health, which again is from the Firewall. And then I just have plus 4% damage bonus. I think you can get up to like 6 on this, I want to say. Is it? I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know why it's like down like that and up like that. They're both the same. I don't know what the maximum is on that, but you're best off just getting like 4% because I think that's really common anyway. So the secondary skill I use is the decoy, and the reason we use this is simple. If you're fighting in the DZ and you don't want people to see your name tag when you're running around, etc., you just drop this and then you can kind of flank while they're shooting the decoy. You kind of gives you that little bit of a breathing space. Now, the decoys has got 15% duration, health, and threat, but that doesn't really matter, and honestly, it doesn't matter what I'm running on it either, but I'll show you. I've got health on there and duration, so 2 maxed out mods, but honestly, it does not really matter what you run. It's just to literally keep them occupied while you run around them. Now, of course, my watch is maxed out, so if you are wondering if I'm doing more damage than you guys, it might just be that everything's maxed out in terms of crit chance, crit damage. Now, looking at the stats, there's room for improvement. Now, as I said before, on the Dark Winter, we only have 34.7% crit chance and 161.1 crit damage. That's something that I'd like to work on slightly. I might just take away a bit of crit damage and add the extra 5 or 6% crit chance. Now, going back into it, let's have a look at the secondary gun, or my primary, and that has 41.7% crit chance and 147.1 crit damage. It's a little bit more evened out. It hits really well against players in the dark zone, and it also mounts through the landmarks really fast in DZ as well. I wouldn't use this build in like a legendary or anything like that. I don't think it's worthy of like legendary farming or anything like that at all. But I mean, once you've got your stacks and stuff, this build literally shreds. Now, sometimes I don't have stacks and I still PvP with it, and honestly, it works really well. It's a very, very good build, especially if you want to be a little bit tanky as well, because it's got the 1.5 million armor. And honestly, just use it, enjoy it. Let me know what you think about it as well. Here's some more gameplay with using this build. I've been using this for about a week or so now, and people have been asking me about it in my streams. So guys, take care, enjoy the gameplay, and I'll see you all in the next video. Let's go!